Good morning students, we are discussing chemical equations chapter. You know chemical reactions very well. Chemical equations. We have little bit knowledge of what is physical change and chemical change. Once again recall it. Here some other examples. Boiling of water, melting of ice, the process of digestion, the process of respiration, exposing iron nails to moisture in air, burning of the candle. These are the changes we observe in our daily life. Now we can categorize them, which is a physical state and which is a chemical change. Here if it boils, heat water boils here, so that is hot water. If it cools it again, we will get cool water, where actually water vapors come, so that are very heat. So here the original state of water will not change, no new properties or new substance are formed. So this is a physical change. Again see melting of ice. If ice is kept outside or heat, what we get? Water. Ice is the also a form, water form. Again if we heat, we get water. If we freeze again, if we freeze it again, we get ice. So this is reversible, we can reverse that process. The process of physical change. The process of digestion. If we took the process of digestion, when we take whatever the food, that food is complex substance. That complex substances in our stomach broken down simpler substances. Suppose if we take these carbohydrates broken down into simpler forms called glucose. So new substance is formed there. We cannot reverse it. From the glucose we cannot make carbohydrates. And if in the food, if there are proteins that are making simpler substance forms as amino acids, here new substances are formed with new properties. Exposing iron nails to moisture in air. What happens to the iron nails? They get rust, reddish brown color layer will form on the iron nails. We cannot get back into same iron nails, original iron nails. Burning of the candle. So these are the chemical changes. These are chemical changes. These three are chemical changes, because they form new substances with new properties. Burning of the, what happens first? This wax will be melt here. Wax is melting. So what happens if wax is melts? If wax melts again, it is the form of wax only. So no new substances formed. So this wax melting is physical change. When wax is melting, it against the wax, so no new substance will be formed here. So it is physical. Melting of wax is physical change. What is the change here? If that wick is burned, they produce carbon dioxide and water vapor here, and gives some energy. These are new substances. So this burning of this candle is a chemical change. So in this burning of candle, two changes are involved: physical and chemical change. Burning of candle involves physical change and chemical change. When wick is burned here, so that is chemical change. When wax is melting here, that is physical change. So from this we can categorize physical change, chemical change as if a change occurs with forming new substances with new properties. New substances with new properties are called chemical changes. It cannot be reversible. It irreversible. So these chemical changes if a change occurs with producing new substances with new properties and cannot be irreversible, that changes are called chemical changes. If a change occurs without no new substances and sometimes can be reversible, that are called physical changes. So our changes categorized like chemical changes and physical changes. Now students, if changes occur in chemical change, new substances are formed with new properties unlike those of the original substance. It cannot be reversible. It is irreversible. The mass of substances will be changed in this process in chemical changes. Energy changes very large amount in chemical changes. But in the physical change, no new substances are formed. The substances are remain same, but it is sometimes reversible, not always, sometimes it is reversible. Mass of substance remains same in physical change and the energy change will be very small amount. These are the difference between chemical change and physical change. Happens if a chemical change occurs. If a chemical change occurs, there is a chemical reaction takes place. Chemical reaction takes place. What is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is a process in which new substances are formed with new properties of their original ones. That is chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is a process in which new substances with new properties and it is irreversible. This is a chemical reaction. Example, if hydrogen reacts with oxygen and produce water, this is a chemical reaction. Hydrogen and oxygen react to each other to produce water. So this is a word equation. It is explained in word. So this is called word equation. The substance which are take part in a chemical reaction, the substance which are taken part is called reactants, and the substance which are formed in the chemical reaction are called products. The reactants and products are separated with this arrow mark. At the left side of the arrow, at LHS side, left hand side of the arrow, we write reactants. At the right side of the arrow, RHS side, we write products. What are products here? The new substances formed in a chemical reaction are called products. The substances which are taken part in the chemical reaction are called reactants. They both separated with arrow mark. At the left side of the arrow mark, we write reactants. Right side of the arrow mark, we write products. We have written this chemical reaction in words. So this is called word equation. To precise, in briefly, to more informative, to more accurate, we write this word equation by using with elements, molecules, compounds. How? Hydrogen symbol H. but this is an atom. We write only elements or molecules. It is molecular form H2. Oxygen molecular formula O2. How we write this? How do we write? We learned in our previous classes. To write these elements, we use atomicity. Atomicity of the elements. By using atomicity, we write the symbols for elements and molecules. And what is water formula? Hydrogen monoxide formula H2O. To write these compounds by using symbols, we use valency. To write compounds, we use valency. What is valency? What is valency? We write already learned H plus ion. Hydrogen valency is 1. Oxygen valency is 2. In crisscross method, how do we write? This oxygen valency is 2. Thus 2 is written subscript for hydrogen. This 1, we cannot show 1. This is the H2O. This oxygen valency is 2. Thus 2 is written at the subscript to hydrogen H2. This only H plus only 1. Here only 1 oxygen. So this is the H2O. To write compound formula, we use valencies, and the elements and molecules we use their atomicity. So by using the means formula units, by using their symbols, we write chemical equation, chemical reaction. This chemical reaction is called chemical equation. Chemical equation. What is chemical equation there? We write first chemical reaction in word equation. We write in words, that is word equation. We write chemical reaction in the chemical equation. What is chemical equation? The chemical equation is a symbolic notation of the substances which are participated and produced by using symbols, atom symbols or element symbols or formula unit. What is a formula unit? Formula unit is 1 unit. Formula unit is 1 unit of the compounds or elements or molecules. Dear students, observe here what is chemical equation. Chemical equation is a symbolic representation of atoms, molecules, elements, formula units in a chemical reaction is called chemical equation. We write word equation in chemical equation by using notations of the elements. We know elements, molecules and atoms. What is formula unit? Formula unit is nothing but it is a 1 unit of anything, 1 unit of molecules or elements or compounds. Suppose example NaCl, it is a sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a 1 unit. In 1 unit of sodium chloride there is Na plus Cl minus. 1 Na plus 1 Cl minus ion is there. In magnesium bromide, MgBr2. How many magnesiums are there? Only 1 magnesium. 1 bromine. How many bromines are there? 2 bromines. We use here ions Mg plus 2 Br minus. Here 1 Mg plus 2 ion is there, 2 bromide ions are there. This is one formula unit. If there is 2 here, 2 formula units are there. So formula unit is nothing but 1 unit of that compound or element, whatever it may be. Gas may be evolved. Whenever there is a chemical reaction takes place, heat may be absorbed or evolved. Gas may be evolved. Insoluble solutions will be formed, that is precipitate reaction. In our 10th class textbook, they are given some examples. What they given? In a test tube, calcium oxide. So we write on direct calcium oxide and added water to it, it gives calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. When we touch the calcium hydroxide test tube, it is very hot, and it gives heat. So when we touch it, it feels very hot, so it gives heat here. So it is exothermic reaction. In another example, the sodium sulfate solution, they added barium chloride solution. They give barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. If you observe the test tube, that barium sulfate is a precipitate. Why precipitate? Precipitate. In another example, zinc is reacted with hydrochloric acid to give zinc chloride and hydrogen. We have done with these experiments in our laboratory. So this hydrogen is a gas, and this chemical reaction, these chemical equations can be noted with by mentioning physical states. Zinc is solid, hydrochloric is aqueous solution. What is aqueous? When the substance is dissolved in water, that is aqueous. Zinc chloride, again it is aqueous, hydrogen is gas. So these gases may be denoted with upward arrow mark. This downward arrow mark shows that it is a precipitate insoluble in water. This upward arrow mark shows us it is a gas. Like this, we mention the physical states of that products and reactants. Like this, we write chemical equations.